Tonight at 5:30, a Crestwood, Kentucky family is pushing for the Safer Kentucky Act, specifically the provision to increase penalties for fleeing police.
This portion of the bill is pinned Jake's Law, named after the 10-year-old boy who died in a tragic car crash last year. Officers say they tried to pull the suspect over in a separate incident, but he did speed off. Senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez is here now to break down this call to action and also push back from lawmakers. Isaiah, this testimony really emotional today.
Well, Shay, Doug, it was the Luxemburger family themselves making the trip to the state's capital to share their story. They believe a part of House Bill 5 would prevent other families from having to suffer the pain they've endured.
I remember the officer coming up to my husband and saying the words, "I'm so sorry for your loss."
For more than 10 minutes, the Luxemburger family recounted the moments of unspeakable tragedy last fall.
They asked me many times if I was sure, and I demanded, "Let me see my baby."
Jake Luxemburger in the car with his grandmother driving in Crestwood, hit by a driver speeding off an interstate exit ramp. The driver, police say, was in a stolen car and leading them on a chase after an attempt to pull him over miles away.
My baby boy is never coming back.
It's an accident Jake's mom, Kate, believes could have been preventable.
This bill focuses on accountability.
A provision in the proposed Safer Kentucky Act would stiffen consequences for those convicted of evading law enforcement. For example, if the bill were to pass, a first-degree fleeing police charge would be a Class C felony, and it would prohibit the defendant from being released on probation or parole until he or she has served at least half of the sentence imposed.
And anything that can be done to prevent another funeral of a child should be.
Prior to Jake's case, court documents show a judge previously put the suspect on a diversion program in 2022. State Representative Jared Bauman of Louisville, a Republican, is the bill's primary sponsor.
We want to ensure that we push back against this behavior.
As a whole, the Safer Kentucky Act covers a lot, from criminalizing street camping to regulating charitable bail. And at large, it focuses on increasing penalties for violent crime offenders. But the bill's opponents don't see it as getting to the root of the problem.
No time in the state of Kentucky or in our nation have we been able to incarcerate ourselves out of any issue, ever.
Version of the Safer Kentucky Act will soon face a vote by the full Kentucky House. That could be as early as tomorrow, and if it passes, it'll of course then head to the Senate. Doug.